One of the three men convicted of killing Ahmaud Arbery will no longer plead guilty to a federal hate crime charge. Lawyers for Greg McMichael said in a filing overnight that they are ready for a trial to begin on Monday. This comes just days after a judge rejected a plea deal in the case. That deal would have preempted a trial for McMichael and his son Travis, also convicted for Arbery's death. But we're still waiting a decision from Travis McMichael. NBC News correspondent Blaine Alexander joins us now from Atlanta. So, Blaine, what are you hearing about Greg McMichael's decision to reverse his guilty plea, and could his son Travis do the same?
Well, Joe, that's what we're going to find out later this morning. That hearing is set to begin at 10 a.m. So all of this comes after a rather drama-filled day in court on Monday. It started with the Arbery family essentially saying that they in no way agreed with the plea deal that had been reached between the McMichaels and the DOJ. And the judge essentially agreed and said, you know what, I don't want to be tied to the sentencing guidelines that were reached in this plea agreement, so I'm just not going to accept the terms. So since then, the McMichaels have essentially had a decision to make, whether they are going to decide to still plead guilty or whether they were going to not plead guilty and go before trial. So we know that Greg McMichael, through his attorneys, notified the court that he does intend to stand trial. That's set to begin on Monday. What we're waiting to see now is Travis McMichael. Now, remember, in the proceedings on Monday, Joe, Travis McMichael actually officially entered a guilty plea. So if he were to reverse his decision, he would have to withdraw that plea. And that, of course, raises questions about what that would mean for a trial that would begin on Monday, Joe.
And you mentioned that original plea was met with objections from Arbery's family. What do they want to see happen in this federal trial?
You know, Ahmaud Arbery's mother, Wanda Cooper Jones, has been very adamant. She does not want to see these men serve time in federal prison. Essentially, she believes that that would be giving them what they would prefer, their preferred treatment. She says she wants them to serve time in a Georgia state prison. She says that's where I pay my taxes. That's where they killed my son. That's where I want them to serve their time. I spoke with Lee Merritt yesterday. He's the attorney, of course, for Wanda Cooper Jones, and said, you know what, a trial is lengthy. It's difficult. Why would she be willing to go through this again? Here's what he had to say.
For Wanda, she made a promise to her son that she would get him justice. Right now, her emotions have been so tied to the idea of these men attempting to avoid accountability by entering a less severe prison that she has said that she's no longer interested in hearing what they have to say concerning their motivations. She's more concerned with ensuring that they serve out the entirety of their sentence at the state level.
And what's notable there, Joe, is I asked, you know, would hearing them admit in open court that they were racially motivated when they chased down and ultimately killed her son? And he said no, that she's heard everything that she wants to hear from those men. That wouldn't bring her any sort of comfort. She wants to see this go to trial, Joe.
And Blaine, what about the third man, the other man convicted of Arbery's murder, William Roddy Bryan? He was never part of this plea deal. So what does this federal case look like for him now?
Right. Well, he's starting trial as well. Like you said, he was never part of the plea deal that was reached between the McMichaels and the DOJ, so he is going to go into trial. Remember, he received a different sentence from the McMichaels. They received life without the possibility of parole. He received life with parole. So again, he's decided to go ahead to trial, and that's set to begin on Monday. Joe.
Blaine Alexander, we know you'll stay on this today. Thank you so much.
Thanks for watching our YouTube channel. Follow today's top stories and breaking news by downloading the NBC News app.